If there's anything I can do, it's race karts. Beneath this chest is the heart of Michael Schumacher waiting for his next red shell. Food chopping is greatly improved when you drift round every corner. For the best results, remember to screech as you go round the bend with your trolley at the top of your lungs. It's amazing how quick you can get around like that. Plus, with all the time I'm spending perfecting my cornering, I kind of forget what I came in for. With that in mind, you can imagine my delight when I first found out about Ponykart. The Mario Kart series has been a habitual buy for me over the years, so adding ponies is like adding chocolate sauce to ice cream, or indeed anything. So I booted up the pre-release and remembered that most of this stuff hasn't been built yet. I'm genuinely unsure what version Raindrop's given me, to be fair, but it's actually very impressive for what amounts to around 20% of the finished product. Almost the polish, the tracks and the other characters are missing. On the other side of that, well, come on, it's a 3D Twilight Sparkle driving a go-kart, and I don't have to make the sounds myself. You should be interested in is that this will mean the game is Windows only. Mac users will need Parallels and Linux users will need Wine and a nuclear-powered supercomputer. But there's chatting about it and there's just showing you. So, the first thing you'll notice is that the countdown at the beginning does nothing. You can easily drive around as much as you like. The second thing you'll notice is how this thing looks. Now, I normally try to avoid talking about artwork because all I seem to do is degenerate into a gibbering moron that goes, "Wow, isn't that amazing?" But it really is the first thing to strike you when you look at this. It's awesome. The graphics engine has been used to create a fantastic looking world that captures the look of the show really well. The trees look distinct and clear and don't blur into a green mess. The colour palette is bright and warm without being too sickly. I'm thinking of things like the girly shovelware where you have to dress kittens in tutus, put them in fashion shoots or something. You know, what marketing believes girls actually like. Sugary, sweet fashion, what's it? Ugh. This, on the other hand, is colourful without excess, I think. Also, the engine is able to draw the ponies themselves convincingly. It's able to mimic the dark outline style of the show. Artists might have a vague idea of what I'm talking about. Take Twilight here. She's lilac, so her outline is a dark purple. I'm impressed at how good this looks in 3D. Also, animation looks clear and smooth. Heck, even the face looks about right. I can't wait to see this engine really flex its mental muscles when it's done. The renditions of some of the details are fantastic too, such as the barn, chicken coops, and what I think is the town hall, but I could be wrong, and the Cutie Mark Crusaders treehouse. They retain the slightly exaggerated and crooked look that they have in the show. Now, how about the kart? I hope we see more details in the karts that arrive later on in later instalments. What we can make out from this kart, however, is a little flux capacitor and a tardy on the license plate. The little details like this could really add to the charm of the game. I mean, it's a fan-made thing, and when you've got little regard for copyright infringement, you're going to see some serious shit. So how about the controls? Well, it's all reminding me of another game I reviewed called Super Tux Racer. In fact, its controls are the same. You move with the keys A, D, W and S while drifting with the spacebar. While I found this arrangement to be a little fiddly to begin with, a little practice saw me flying around like you see me now. It works really well. Simply push and hold space while turning to drift. While drifting, you can extend the size of your drift arc by moving with the opposite direction. With this, you can get around with one hand if you feel like it. Little practice and I felt very comfortable. A few bits need to be made though, of course. There's nothing stopping you from turning around and driving through the course backwards except a river running through the level. All you do is simply drop in, continuing to drive around your little underwater world until you get bored and drive out. I'd have figured that would be where you'd be declared off the track, given a time penalty and then drop back in the race. By the way, development videos have said that they want Derpy in the game, but as this game's version of Lackey Tip. I thought that was a pretty good fit myself, personally, seeing as, well, to give her top billing seems a bit overstepping of the character, but that's just my opinion. Lastly, you can drive around forever. This is only meant as a tech demo after all, so it makes sense that it's not utterly complete, but you might have thought that maybe they'd put in a little bit of controls or something so that it counts how many laps you've done, and then stops you and lets you have a look at the rest. Never mind. I'm Tyro the Fox, and this has been the Leatherbound Book, brought to you by my new overlords, Las Pegasus Productions.